Today, we showed you history being made in Kewaunee. Kewaunee native Robin Mueller sworn in as the first female police chief in the history of the Kewaunee Police Department, which dates its roots back to 1873. Mueller has been the assistant chief in Kewaunee. She joins a growing list now of female chiefs in the area. Polly Olson in Appleton was the most recent to join that list before Chief Mueller, who we are joined by today. So there it is. There's all that history that's out there. I know you were asked about it a lot yesterday. Has it sunk in the importance of your ascension to this position?
So it's a lot of years in the making.
Yeah.
This year will be my 28th year in law enforcement, and lots of training,
Yeah.
lots of experience, and I'm ready. It was something I didn't think I wanted to do for a long time, or had
Okay.
not considered it, but a few years back started really focusing on leadership trainings and knowing that this was a path that I wanted to pursue to be chief.
I want to talk about that leadership stuff, but let's finish up the history part of it first. As I
Sure.
mentioned, 150 years, and if I'm not mistaken, you were the first female officer hired in Kewaunee. So you really have your name in these history books there. Is it significant because of the length of time that this department has been around? Is it significant because it is a small community and it's your community where you grew up? How do you look at those?
So we really hadn't started diving into that until about 2 years ago, when
And by
one
that
of our,
you mean the history?
the history,
Okay.
and one of our officers, Officer Brian Huben, really started. He's our historian.
Okay.
And started digging into the archives and pulling that information out. It's important to know where we came from and who those officers were who brought us to where we are today. So it's something that we want to bring out to the community, and are looking to have an event later on this year celebrating the 150 years.
Well, when they look back 100 years from now, your name, you're going to play a very important role in that because of the significance of your hire and now being the chief. So you mentioned your length of time in law enforcement. 2 of those years were spent as a part-time officer in Two Rivers. Everything else in Kewaunee. So as you developed your leadership style, you've been, from the outside looking in, insulated in Kewaunee. Have you sought outside either opinions or guidance to develop this leadership style?
So I think going back to my start in Two Rivers, which I'm always thankful for the training and the experience I had with the city of Two Rivers. I've got my pin on today for Two Rivers. I had it on for swearing in.
Yeah.
It's important to me where I got my base from. But there were females in leadership there. One of my lieutenants was a female when I first started. Another officer that was female, and they were very well respected in that department. And so coming to Kewaunee, and the city not specifically having a female officer, but Kewaunee County also already had some well-established female deputies.
Okay.
So for some females where maybe coming into police work was a little bit harder,
Yeah.
I guess I was blessed where I didn't have that challenge.
So as you take your leadership abilities and apply them here at Kewaunee, what are your priorities? What do you see for this police department so you can make it in your image after following in the footsteps, being an assistant chief for a few years now, so you can put your print on it?
So I've always been a part of the team, but now I've just got a little bit different role in
Yeah.
the team. So for me, going through the years and moving up the ranks and being able to attend trainings and take the path that I felt like, was best for me, now I have a greater opportunity to be part of that role with other officers and them, finding their niche or pursuing, their niche that they already have.
The support is important. Hiring is very important. You already made a hire. You hired a female officer yesterday. When we speak with law enforcement here about these types of things, recruiting and retention is a huge issue for departments. You're such a small department. Does that change the challenge for you?
It's very challenging, even having part-time work, and part-time work is a challenge for departments everywhere because everybody wants full-time work. We are hiring part-time right now. I would really like to develop a wellness program.
Okay.
I think that for people that are just coming into the workforce, departments that have wellness programs, that's a huge something.
Attraction.
Yeah. and knowing that your department is looking out for you and is behind you. And let's face it, the type of work that we do, you need support. And maybe not just the support you need at home, and being able to have officer check-ins. And at our department, it's unique because we do pick each other up for work every day. And each shift change is almost like a check-in, but to be able to have a more formal check-in and make sure that our officers are doing well, I think that's important because things aren't getting easier out there.
No. All right. Well, Chief, thanks so much for the time. Congratulations. Good luck.
Thank you. I appreciate it.